High school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications is brought to you by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. Now let's go live to the field for all of today's play-by-play action. Here are your announcers.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley's continuing coverage of high school tournament softball. Today from Pickerington Central High School, just east of Columbus, the Dover Crimson Tornadoes battling for the right to head to the D3 state tournament next week in Akron. I'm Bill Morgan, happy to be joined by Roger Metzger. And Raj, when you get to the regional final level, also known as the Elite Eight, you expect to see good teams, but we probably have better than normal teams playing here today.
No, we certainly do. We've got Dover. Of course, the people back in Tuscarawas County know about Dover. They're 25-3, and Bloom-Carroll is 26-3. So you've got a combined 6 losses between the two teams battling for a state berth. So we expect a very, very competitive ball game today.
And while certainly with a combined 51 wins, these two teams are quality to be sure, Raj. Statewide, they're respected, as we saw in the final softball poll of the year.
Yeah, Dover tied with at the top spot with a number 1 ranking, and Bloom-Carroll's number 3. But a few weeks ago, Bloom-Carroll was number 1. So, it's going to be a battle of these top 3 teams in the state of Ohio vying for a state tournament berth today.
Our high school softball tourney coverage being brought to you by our local Subway restaurants, where they are proud to recognize excellence in each softball matchup with WJER, the locally Fitzgerald family-owned Subway restaurant. Subway, find your fresh, along with Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, and Don and Nathan Kemp at Kemp Insurance, East High Avenue in New Philadelphia. Coming up as the Saturday edition of the pregame show continues, I'll talk with Dover head coach Hannah Duff about today's matchup here on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Uricksville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
You know what?
The high school softball pregame show continuing on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley. Dover battling for an opportunity to go to the Division III state tournament today as they take on Bloom-Carroll in Pickerington. Happy to be joined by Dover head coach Hannah Duff. Coach, how much do you know about Bloom-Carroll when it comes to tournament time? Do you get an opportunity to scout? How does all of that work out?
Yeah, so my assistant, he did some scouting for us. We have a little bit of an idea of what their pitcher likes to throw. We know that they have good bats, and we're just prepared for it to be a good game.
For folks who are kind of, if you will, jumping on the Crimson Tornado bandwagon, one win away from going to the state, maybe they don't know the strengths of your team. Tell them about that, both offensively, defensively, and in the circle.
So offensively, we just have a powerful lineup all the way through. We have girls who can bunt, girls who can get base hits, girls who can hit home runs. Defensively, we back up our pitchers, and then we have two pitchers who, so far throughout the tournament trail, we've been utilizing both of them every game, and they've just kind of been rocking it.
Talking with Dover head coach Hannah Duff ahead of their matchup with Bloom-Carroll, the winner, headed to the state tournament in Akron next week. What will you tell their ladies before they head out of the dugout one final time with this game getting underway in terms of keys to the game for a Crimson Tornado win?
We just have to remember that this is any other game and not let the environment and the name of the game be bigger than what it is. It's just another game, and we need to go out, play loose, and have fun.
Coach, having said that, that's a great idea in theory. How do you get teenagers to kind of buy into that? Maybe easier said than done.
Much easier said than done. I think being here last year and seeing the way that they responded, and they did let the game be bigger than what it was, I think they're in a little bit of a better mindset to understand that it is just another game, and we have to do what we can control.
And Coach, while it is without question a team effort to get as far as you guys have this year and last year for that matter, who are some of the individual players that will lead your team, both from the pitching perspective and offensively as well?
Jenna Molken, Kara Lint, and Maddie Bantam are just a powerful battery. They get the job done every day, and they all three they do it together. It's a whole tag team. All of our seniors put in meaningful effort throughout the games. Charlie Reese, Avery Contini, they're all powerful offensive hitters. But our whole team just kind of, when they're in the dugout, the ones that aren't playing, they're the biggest fans, and they're watching, they're talking to each other. So it's a whole team effort.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
It is Dover head coach Hannah Duff as the Tornadoes get ready to square off with Bloom-Carroll. More on the high school softball pregame show is coming up with Roger Metzger and I on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best. Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Front Street in Dover offers a menu full of house-smoked meats, including choices like ribs, chicken, steak, and pork. Sammy Sue's takes pride in knowing that everything on their menu is made fresh in their kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Sammy's also offers a variety of specials all week long, including the popular wing nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Find Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Facebook for a full list of daily specials and everything they have to offer.
Big moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Just minutes away from first pitch between the Dover Crimson Tornadoes and the Bloom-Carroll Bulldogs. Certainly a home field advantage for Bloom-Carroll, if you will. Their high school located about 25 minutes from this Pickerington Central campus. If you know anything about Central Ohio, trending toward Southeast Ohio, it is just about halfway from Pickerington down toward Lancaster. I'm Bill Morgan with Roger Metzger, and Roger, certainly when you begin to look for advantages that Dover may have over Bloom-Carroll, you look in the pitching department, and Dover has not one but 2 outstanding ladies in the circle.
That's for sure. Carol Lent's going to be the starter today, and what Coach Duff has usually done at this time of the tournament, she has used Kara for like 4 or 5 innings and then bring in the big horse, Miss Molk, Jessica Molk, Jenna Molk to finish things off. So it's been a big successful run for the Tornadoes using that 2 pitching tandem, and they're trying to get one more win today to get to the state tournament.
This Pickerington Central softball complex, outstanding. 4 diamonds. There is a large tower in the middle of the 4 diamonds with press box access, although Roger and I are down behind the backstop. And on the lower level of the press box, they've got restrooms, they've got a concession stand, they've got a storage area, a great place, and they do an outstanding job hosting. The field, 185 feet down the left field and right field lines, 195 to the power alleys, and 205 feet to straightaway center field. Our high school softball tournament coverage, a service of Right Mark Roofing, along with the T-County Boxing Academy and our friends with Big Z at Sammy Sue's. We'd like to thank them for helping to support today's broadcast. Sammy Sue's BBQ, conveniently located on Front Street in Dover. When we come back, Raj and I will have all the play-by-play action. It's Dover and Bloom-Carroll next on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Eurexville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
The Eat Fresh Refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
The home plate meeting between Dover head coach Hannah Duff, Bloom-Carroll, Coach Chris Lucas, and our four-person umpiring crew. That's right, when you get to the regional level, it looks a little bit strange, Rod.
It does.
You're used to seeing 2 out there.
Yes.
Today, we've got 4.
They want to make sure they get everything right, and you got to have, you have twice the manpower to get the calls right, and that's what we're looking for.
And woman power as well.
Exactly,
Behind the plate is Maria Huntinger, Terrell Goodry at first base, Mike Curtin at second, Wendell Kelly at third, and while certainly pressure on the players, there's an umpire observer sitting right to our left, so she will be making notes on what goes on with Ms. Huntinger, Mr. Goodry, Mr. Curtin, and Mr. Kelly.
I hope she's not making any notes on us. That's the main thing.
There are people watching today that'll be making plenty of notes on us, and when we make an error, they'll be,
we'll know about it.
Texting or emailing Adam Soweski or Amy Smith. So, and Roger, when we talk about the Dover Crimson Tornadoes, what a spring sports season it's been, not only for Coach Duff's squad. Oh, by the way, the baseball team's headed to the regionals next week.
Yeah, how about those the Crimson Tornadoes? The baseball team has been playing very well. They're playing their best ball at the right time of the season. We got a lot of state track and field athletes going on to the state tournament, and it's a very big time for Dover sports.
No question. McDonald's, one of our great sponsors of high school tournament softball. Whether you're looking for a quick bite to eat or a new career, the local McDonald's want to meet you. Download the app for big savings or stop in and fill out an application at McDonald's. Once they finish the home plate meeting, the teams will be introduced and we'll have the national anthem prior to first pitch. Coach Duff saying during our coaches interview, Roger, that one of the keys for her team is trying to focus on this being just another game.
And that's tough, but that's what you got to try to do.
Well, and that's what I said to her. I said, boy, that's a great idea in theory, but, you know, how are you trying to sell that to 15, 16, and 17-year-olds?
Exactly.
Dover will be the visiting team today in the first base dugout. The Bulldogs of Bloom-Carroll in the third base dugout.
How about this weather, Bill, considering what we had yesterday? How about that, man? Look at the beautiful blue skies, puffy clouds up ahead. It's really nice out there today.
Well, that's why tournament management people said, no, we're not playing today. Let's try tomorrow. And so far, so good in terms of what we're going to see on the weather side of this story. And, Raj, because we like to be the compass half full people, when Dover wins, they go to Akron next week.
In fact, their opponent has already been decided. They played last night. I guess they must have been able to get their game in. So, they would play next Friday at Akron Firestone Stadium.
And, of course, when that happens, Big Z Sports and the Sports Voice of the Valley will have coverage of that game. And in terms of what happens with live streaming, we'll get into that because it differs a little bit in terms of what you're allowed to or not allowed to do at the state tournament level.
Mount Orab, Western Brown, that's the team I was trying to think of that has already punched their ticket to the Final Four. So they're already got their ticket punched to Akron, and hopefully Dover can do the same.
Now we're still waiting for the formal introductions of the players from both teams. And what they normally do come tournament time, they introduce non-starters and starters.
Everybody, yes.
And we're going to go field side for the national anthem. So Dover and Bloom-Carroll just about 2 minutes away from the first pitch. Checking the starting lineups for the Dover Tornadoes, leading off and playing shortstop, Jenna Molk. Batting second, playing second, number 1, Olivia McHugh. In right field, number 16, batting third, Allie Hupp. And the cleanup spot, number 15, third baseman, Avery Contini. Batting fifth and patrolling center field, number 2, Charlie Reese. Batting sixth, the first baseman, talented over there, number 10, Susie Peltz. The designated player is number 24, Ariana Immel, and Immel will be batting for the starting pitcher today, number 17, Kara Lent. The catcher is number 9, Maddie Bantam, and Madeline Faulkner will play left field and wear number 5. Dover 25-3 on the season. For Bloom-Carroll, 26-3 on the campaign. The catcher, number 11, Madeline Gates. Number 30, batting second, center fielder, Addie Luke. Number 13 at shortstop, Maddie Griffey. Number 10, playing second base, Claire Whitcraft. Batting in the 5 spot, playing third for the Bulldogs, number 14, Addie Brown. Number 75, What kind of a number is that in high
it
school?
sounds like a race car.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Defensive end.
But playing number 75, left field, Emma Brandt. Number 27, the right fielder, Jaden Sharo. Number 18, first baseman, Rachel Grove. And the designated player, number 9, Allie Martin. Martin batting for the pitcher, number 17, Maddie Walters. And looking ahead, as Raj was doing a moment ago, at those state tournament brackets, the semifinal games are on Friday. The championship game will be Saturday night. It'll be the final game of the tournament. When, not if, when the Tornadoes get that far. Dover, as we were talking about earlier on, the visiting team today wearing the gray jerseys with crimson letters and numbers trimmed in white. Bloom-Carroll in the home white jerseys, purple pants with purple letters and numbers trimmed in gold. Our thanks to our partners and the team at Claxon Communications for doing the video part of what we do. All we've really got to do, Ron, is sit here and talk.
That's right. We just got to show up, and that's it.
That's it.
Oh, except for dragging in the chairs and the tables and stuff to get our broadcast position ready to go.
You did an outstanding job of plugging in the extension cord.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
People think that sounds like it's unimportant, but that's about 35 feet at least behind us in the concession stand.
Yeah. And we were talking about the weather, Bill. If you notice, look at the American flag. It's really blowing out to left field really strongly. So we've got quite a bit of breeze here today. So these girls get the ball up in the air, man, it could go a long way.
Well, you know what else is interesting? When I was fortunate enough to do the Dover baseball game down in Athens on Thursday, they were ready to go in terms of a game time, 2 o'clock there, a couple of minutes before 2. Now, this game was squared off, supposed to go at noon. It's now 12:07.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that late.
So we're a couple of minutes late in that regard. Not that anybody's in a big rush. It's kind of interesting to see how all those things play out.
Well, I do know they were doing a lot of maintenance on the field. They had to get the diamonds ready to go before they did all their warm-ups. They're putting that drying agent out there because they got a lot of rain down here yesterday. So
certainly a nice crowd, both traveling down from T County and over from Carroll. Now, Pickerington, I'm probably giving you a little bit too much geographic information, but Pickerington is in Fairfield County, and so is Carroll. So, like we mentioned, Bloom-Carroll kind of without question, home field advantage, but it was not set up that way. Pickerington's been designated as the host of the regional for long
just
before.
So happens they were able to get here.
There you go.
Yep.
The Bulldogs starters being introduced, and interestingly enough, for anybody who has been down here in the past, Raj, and for those that haven't, there's another regional tournament game, a championship contest going on the opposite side of this complex.
We've got a 4-diamond complex here, and we're making advantage of 2 of them already today. But, I'm sure they got a big crowd on the opposite side of the diamond.
Meanwhile, for our broadcast today, it simply doesn't happen without great partnership and sponsorship with our sponsors. Dover Brake, the McCoy family up in Strasburg. Dover Brake, along with the ECOL Educational Service Center, located out on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia, and Keim Home Center in Charm. And talking about Coach Duff, certainly from back to her high school playing days, Roger, she knew success playing for Strasburg. They went to the state tournament back in 2016 and finished as state runner-ups that particular year. So if you're going to hire a coach to help run your program, nice to have one that A, is from the area, and B, knows how to win.
For sure, and she went on to have success at Muskingum University, starting pitcher there. just couldn't quite pull it off as a Strasburg player to pull off the whole shebang. They finished his run. No shame in that. But Hannah definitely trying to take this Dover team to the championship and try to bring another championship back to Tuscarawas County.
Defensively for Bloom-Carroll at third base, Addie Brown, Maddie Creepy at short, Claire Whitcraft at second base, Rachel Grove playing first. The battery in the circle, Maddie Walters, Madeline Gates behind the plate, Emma Brandt in left, Addie Luke in center, and Jaden Sharrow in right field. Leading off for Dover, it's kind of the Dover Crimson Tornado version of Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she is unbelievably talented with the way she can swing that bat. Maddie Walters in the circle, ready to fire her first pitch of the afternoon. And a called strike on the outside corner. And Raj, we've got a great view of home plate.
I'll tell you what, you couldn't get a better spot than what we're at. I'm glad we got here early.
Well, good thing that we did. 8 o'clock may have been a tad much. The 0-1 pitch bouncing about 10 feet in front of the plate, 1-1. Well, that was about the time I picked you up.
Yeah. It was fine.
But we were here early, and that helps. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jenna Molk, hitting well over 500 on the year. Walters with a 1-1 pitch. That ball hit on a fly deep to left field, and that is a Dover home run. Why is Ohio State interested? You just saw why. Jenna Molk with a third pitch blast of the game to left field, and Dover takes an early 1-0 advantage.
You know, I mentioned about the wind. I don't care if it was blowing in. That ball would have been gone from any stadium. She got all of it and more.
So 1-0 Crimson Tornadoes after just one batter.
Talk about a good way to get off to a good start, huh?
And that'll bring Olivia McHugh to the plate, the second baseman. Well, Dover had 2 runs in their regional semifinal victory, and both of those came via the home run. Walters' first pitch, a little bit inside for a ball. McHugh steps out, looks down at head coach Hannah Duff at third. A 1-0 pitch, grounded foul, past Coach Duff. Coach Duff with a veteran move, although she's a young head coach. She didn't even try and make a play on that.
No. She did that during her playing days. She don't need to do that anymore.
She's a wise lady, to be sure. 1 ball, 1 strike. McHugh climbing back in. Dover an early 1-0 advantage. That ball ripped down the third base line, but line drive foul. So McHugh certainly, Raj, there. A good cut at that one.
Good cut, and so far both batters have really put the bat to the ball here, and they've hit it with authority.
1 ball, 2 strikes on McHugh. Walters' next pitch, a swing and a miss. Rise ball outside part of the plate, and Olivia Fanning 1 out in the inning.
Now up, right fielder, number 16.
The right fielder, Allie Hupp, comes to the plate, and really kind of an interesting exchange along the first base line between Allie and Olivia. Maybe Olivia telling her, hey, here's what I saw while I was in the batter's box.
That goes on all the time. Yeah, you got to get some inside information.
Walters back behind the rubber in the circle, now steps back on, and that ball fouled off of the first base side. Our wonderful producer thought he was about ready to take that right in the melon. Fortunately for him, he did not. Because if he goes out, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble, yes.
That's serious trouble. The 0-1 pitch, that's fouled back and out of play. That might have took out that lady back at the hot dog grill.
Maybe. I hope not.
We don't want that. There's a lot of things we're kind of indifferent about, but any injury to the hot dog roaster.
That's serious.
No, that's big stuff. That next pitch. And that was a great 0-2 effort by Walters. She wanted to see if she might chase Raj.
She did, and she was very disciplined on that.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Dover right fielder. Walters checking in with the catcher, Gates. The next pitch inside for a ball. And, of course, the Bloom-Carroll fans think that's the worst home plate call in the history of umpiring.
That won't be the first and it won't be the last.
Well, and the Dover fans are completely in favor of that call.
Absolutely.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Walters, the right-hander, on the mound. The pitch, line drive, into center field, a base hit. 3 Dover batters, 2 hits, 1 run. Dover with an early 1-0 advantage, and Hupp on at first base.
Just a very short, sweet stroke, and she lined it right up the middle.
Avery Contini coming to the plate. 4th batter of the inning to do so for Dover. Walters ready. The next pitch, a called strike. Allie Hupp over at first base. Ellen, certainly when you look at teams as talented as Dover and Bloom-Carroll, the next pitch, Hupp on the run. The throw is not going to be in time. Just ahead of the tag with the head first slide. The stolen base for Allie Hupp.
Allie picked the right pitch to go on. She got her hand right in ahead of the tag, and now they've got another runner in scoring position.
1 ball, 1 strike. Walters' next offering. Slowly rode to third. Now Hupp's going to try and get to third, out at first base, and in ahead of the tag is Hupp. So 2 outs, a runner at third. And while we don't have a deep backstop here, we also don't have a close backstop. So if something were to get to said backstop, that's probably a run for Dover with Hupp down at third. Center fielder Charlie Reese coming to the plate, tries to check her swing, can't do it. It's 0-1. Boy, Charlie does a great job of patrolling center field defensively.
She does.
And usually when it comes to the defensive side of the story, your best outfielder is in center. That time, Reese fouling it to the backstop. But as Roger was mentioning during the pregame, these two teams, a combined 51 wins. They're not used to being behind.
No, they are not.
The next pitch, that's bounced hard and takes an immediate left after it hit the ground to the left of the third base line and bounced off the backstop. Reese finding herself in an 0-2 hole. Walters looks to her wristband, which has pitch calls on it. And the 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss in the dirt. The ball going to be fired on to first to retire Dover, but they score in the top of the first inning on a Jenna Molk leadoff blast of epic proportions to left field. Dover won, and Bloom-Carroll coming to bat on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Spring and summer bring big events, graduations, yard sales, and tournaments. The Educational Service Center Print Center is your go-to for sponsor banners, yard signs, and custom graduation packages with invitations, envelopes, and thank you cards. And when it's time for sports, the ECO Center in St. Clairsville is the perfect venue for AAU and JO tournaments. With spacious seating, plenty of parking, and easy access to hotels and restaurants, it's your one-stop arena for wrestling, cheer, and more. Plan your next event with us on the court or in print. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
High school tournament softball of the regional final variety today. The Dover Crimson Tornadoes doing battle with Bloom-Carroll on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. Dover up 1-0. Roger Metzger and I bringing you all the action. Thanks to great sponsors like Wendy's, where their recipe is quality, and the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Talked to my good friend Bill Weisgarber about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
He called in and won the Wendy's What Year Was It contest and to get lunch for 2. So that's what we call killing 2 birds with one stone in a sponsor mention category. Mentioning the great folks at Wendy's with Chris and Emily Lane and Mr. Weisgarber, Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. As Bloom-Carroll will come to the plate for the first time today. Not too often do you see this, but the catcher, Madeline Gates, leading things off. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance, facing the ultra-talented Carolyn. First pitch and fouls it straight back, 0-1. Sunshine now splashing the field here at Pickerington Central. It was cloudy and very windy when we got here. Still a little bit windy, but sunshine helps today. The 0-1 pitch popped up. Left center field, that's going to fall in for a base hit. Trying to hustle and get into second, and doing so successfully is Gates. Dover looked like they might have a little bit of a communication problem out there between Faulkner and Reese in left center.
Kind of a tweener there. Wasn't sure exactly, wasn't hit that well, but it was just hit well enough that it fell between the two outfielders. And, of course, now Bloom-Carroll's got a scoring opportunity of their own now at second base.
And like so often, if you have a left-handed hitter in the 2 spot, you might see her slap. Well, she'll try and bunt this time and bunts it back to the backstop. Cantini came charging in for third for Dover. It is Avery Cantini at third. Jenna Moak gets short. Olivia McHugh at second. Susie Peltz at first. Kara Lent in the circle. Maddie Bantam behind the plate. We'll give you the outfield in a moment. Lent, sunglasses on. Ready, rocks and fires the 0-1 pitch. A called strike on the outside corner. Dover tallied immediately on the Jenna Moak home run blast, but Madeline Gates doubles, so the Bulldogs in the bottom half of the frame in scoring position as well. The 0-2 pitch, that's high for a ball. The Dover outfield, Madeline Faulkner and left, Charlie Reese in center, Allie Hump in right. A ball, 2 strikes. Lent ready in the circle, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. As Kara chalks up her first strikeout of the afternoon, and if the numbers in front of me are correctamundo, Raj, she struck out the first 15 she faced.
Yes, against, Hoban the other night.
Hoban, yes. Now to bring Maddie Griffey to the plate. She is the shortstop for the Bulldogs. They are the home team today. First pitch, a little bit inside. And so far from what we've seen, and given it's been, I don't know, a total of 8 batters or something, but we don't think the umpire is going to call the inside strike a lot.
Doesn't look like it.
The 1-0 pitch, a little bit outside and high. And to some degree, if you're not going to call the inside strike, I think that's an okay thing as long as you're consistently right.
Doing it for both teams.
Consistently not calling it. Lent down in the count. 2-0 pitch, a swing and a miss as Griffey was trying to give her team a lead.
She brought the heat there.
2 balls and a strike. I think you and I need some purple pants like Bloom-Carroll has.
Those are sharp.
The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss.
Not that I'm a fashionista or anything, but they do look good.
Your wife and my wife, if they are watching this, are thinking, absolutely not. Do you two monkeys do not come home from the Columbus area with purple pants. Not getting back in the house. A swing and a miss. So Lent, after the double by Gates to start the inning, has fanned back-to-back batters for the Bulldogs and Addie Luke and Maddie Griffey. I'll bring Claire Whitcraft to the plate. Dover trying to quell a possible rally in the bottom of the first inning. That pitch fouled straight back and out of play. Whitcraft, the second baseman for this home team from Bloom-Carroll. The next pitch, that's down in the dirt. Boy, a great job by Bantam behind the plate. Roger scooping that and not allowing the base runner Gates to go to third.
For sure. That was a beautiful executed block of that low pitch.
1 ball and 1 strike on Whitcraft. The next pitch, that's fouled back and out of play.
Now Lynn is 1 strike away from getting out of this mini jam here.
Dover up by a run. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Crimson Tornadoes battling Bloom-Carroll. The winner heads to the state Final Four next week in Akron. The 1-2 pitch, that's high, ball 2. And a lot of times, Raj, fans will say, well, why did she swing at that? And I know she didn't, but that pitch is not up in her eyes when that ball starts to come in.
No, it's not. You can see it from here.
2-2, Lentz Offering hit hard and foul between the Bloom-Carroll on-deck batter and third base coach and head coach Chris Lucas. By the way, a positive shout-out to Coach Lucas. He was wonderfully cooperative in sending info to our sports director, Bill Hammerstrom. And a lot of times you don't get that from out of the area,
No, you do
coach.
not. No.
The 2-2 pitch. Line drive. That's going to go into center field. They're going to keep her at third. Now she's going to try and score the third of the plate. Not going to be in time. So a two-out single to center scores Gates. And it's Dover 1, Bloom-Carroll 1.
She just took that pitch from Kara and sent it right back up the middle, and the throw was just a little bit late at getting it home, so we've got a tie ball game.
Woodcraft with the RBI at first base. And we're going to see a courtesy runner come in.
Number 16, Brendan
Johnson.
Now up, the third baseman, number 14, Addie Brown.
Addie Brown, the third baseman, going to come to the plate. Lit ready, her first pitch, a little bit high for a ball. Both teams have scored here in the first inning. Dover via the Dunlap home run and the two-out RBI single by Bloom-Carroll's Claire Whitcraft. 2 balls, no strikes. Lent going to check in and get the sign from Bantam. And the 2-0 pitch. Fouled back, just got a piece of that, knocking it to the backstop. Lent steps to the back of the circle, now climbs back on the rubber. And the 2-1 pitch. Called strike on the inside part of the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pinch runner on at first, and that 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. So Lent strikes out the side, but Bloom-Carroll does score once. After one, Dover won, the Bulldogs won on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
High school tournament softball today on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley. As we partner with Claxon Communications to bring you this live stream of the matchup. And coming up after the game today, Raj and I will name a Subway player of the game. Our locally Fitzgerald family-owned Subway restaurant. Subway, find your fresh. For Dover, here in the top of the second inning, Susie Peltz, the first baseman, to lead things off. Peltz, left-handed batter, as you can see, and first pitch inside and high for a ball.
Man, the flag, the American flag, is just standing straight out. It's really windy down here today.
The 1-0 pitch popped up back behind home plate, but in play, and a nice play defensively by Madeline Gates, the Bulldogs catcher, for the first out of the inning.
Now that ball just went straight up, and The wind actually was kind of dying at that point, and it just landed in her glove.
The designated player, Ariana Emmel, to the plate. First pitch from Walters, missing outside for a ball. Ariana batting for the Dover pitcher, Kara Lent. Waves that bat around from the right-handed batter's box. The next pitch, outside, ball 2. So Dover trying to get something started here in the top of the second inning. Right now tied at 1. A swing and a miss as that time Walters brought the heat on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Emmel looking out. The next pitch sailing high for a ball. Peltz leading off the inning, fouled out to the catcher. The 3-1 pitch hit hard but foul, and Coach Duff avoiding that one as she raised the right foot. Last thing she wants to do is get hit down in that third base coaching box.
That's for sure.
So the reason they call that the hot corner down at third. So the count full on Ariana Emmel. She's ready, so is Walters. The next pitch just off the plate, ball 4.
That was a good take by Ariana, and she's on first, and with 1 out, try to get into scoring position here.
That'll bring Maddie Bantam to the plate. Meanwhile, the Bloom-Carroll catcher, Madeline Gates, looking over to their dugout to signal a pitch, and a swing and a miss as Bantam chased one that came in up high. 0-1. Well, Dover stole a base last inning. Let's see if they might think about doing something similar here in the top of inning number 2. The 0-1 pitch, boy, ripped off the bat.
Man, that was hard hit, I should say.
Bantam, and it bounces off the backstop, third base side. So Maddie going to try and battle back. Down in the count, 0-2. Meanwhile, the pitcher, Maddie Walters from Bloom-Carroll, ready in the circle. The next pitch popped up foul, and that's going to get to the backstop. So the count will linger at 0-2. You okay? You're kind of bedecked in your Guardians gear today, and
I'm all right.
It didn't go too well last night.
No, it did not. But there's another day, another game tonight, so we'll see what happens.
We'll probably be listening to it on part of our drive home. The next pitch outside for a ball. Here's what I've found with the Guardians: when they fall behind early, it generally doesn't tend to go too well.
Yeah, I was going to say poor Luis Ortiz. He's had no run support at all this year, and he didn't get any last night.
The 1-2 pitch hit hard and foul. And Bantam really doing a good job battling in that batter's box.
Bantam battling in the batter's box.
I'm stunned I didn't mess that up. What do they call that? You were right. Alliteration. The 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. The throw down to first base, back in safely on the dive back. Emmel, 2 outs in the inning.
Now up, your left fielder, number 5, Madeline Faulkner.
So Faulkner got to come to the plate, the left fielder. It's kind of funny, these Dover seniors really aren't seniors anymore. They've already gone through graduation.
That's for sure.
First pitch to Faulkner, inside for a ball. If Faulkner can reach, then back to the top of the Dover lineup, Jenna Molk. So obviously, if you're Bloom-Carroll, you want to get this out here. 1-0, Walters' pitch. That's hit foul and out of play down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Faulkner looking out at Maddie Walters. Walters ready, her pitch. A swing and a miss. Brought that high heat on the outside part of the plate. Walters having already fanned 3. 2 in the first inning, 1 so far here in the second.
Yeah, she had 119 in the regular season.
The 1-2 pitch, popped up foul. That's out of play directly behind home plate. Bachler continuing to battle the next pitch. A slow roller to third. Fielded to throw on to first base just in time to get Bachler, who was flying down that first base line. After an inning and a half, it's Dover 1, Bloom-Carroll 1 on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
High school tournament softball from Pickerington Central High School, just east of Columbus. Rolling on as the bottom of the second inning about to unfold. Bill Morgan and Roger Metzger, happy to have you along viewing this contest. And a Dover Tornado victory sends them to the Division III Final Four coming up next Friday. So if you're a Dover sports fan, when the Crimson Tornadoes win this game, you've got regional baseball on Thursday.
Yes.
You'll have state semifinal softball on Friday.
Yeah.
What about track and field?
I don't know when they're exactly when they go. I know it's sometime next weekend, probably all 3 days next weekend. So
Tim McCrate will not be home next week. This just into the superintendent and his wife Carrie. She may go. Well, that's fine.
I think she'll give him a break, though.
Yeah, I think so. Emma Brandt to lead things off in the bottom of the second for Bloom-Carroll. Facing Dover righty Carolyn. First pitch, a little bit high for a ball. Madeline Gates doubled to lead off the first for the Bulldogs and would eventually score. A swing and a miss by Brandt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gates tallying on the RBI single by Claire Whitgraff. Lent, a glance in and sends the 1-1 pitch plateward. A swing and a miss. Kara struck out the side in the first inning. Luke, the number 2 batter, Griefey, the number 3 batter, and the 5th batter, Addie Brown, all struck out. The next pitch sailing high. I think my sunglasses may be in my notes bag. I'm going to check in a second.
Yeah, the sun is out, isn't it?
It is for sure. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. So Brandt Fanning to lead off the Bloom-Carroll second.
Now up, the right fielder, number 27.
Jaden Sharo will come to the plate. 4 Bloom-Carroll outs, all via the K. First pitch of Sharo sees, swinging and missing. Kara's got those 2 ponytails, one over her left shoulder, one over her right. Wears that mask like so many pitchers do in the circle. Has sunglasses. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Boy, a great job. Kind of worked on that first pitch, Raj. The outside of the plate, then inside.
Exactly. Keep her off balance, yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. Lint, ready. And here comes the 0-2. That's fouled straight back.
That was right at us.
No, I had that, Roger.
Did you?
Yeah, I had that.
I didn't.
Well, that's why I had it.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to have to report back to your wife that we had you at Mount Carmel East Hospital after taking a softball to the dome, as the kids would say. The 0-2 pitch. And then just getting a piece of that.
Yes, she did. Just got a piece of it.
Staying alive. And by the way, in the effort of all honesty, saying I'm going to save Raj, when that one came right back here, I flinched. I did. Yes. I flinched.
You ducked. I saw you.
I'm not going to lie. The count stays at 0-2. Lint ready. Sharo ready. The next pitch. Tried to check her swing on one upstairs. Could not do it. That's a Crimson K. And now 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, she went up above the strike zone, and she swung at it, man.
That'll bring Rachel Grove to the plate. Left-handed hitting first baseman, the third left-handed bat for the Bulldogs so far in Chris Lucas's lineup. First pitch outside for a ball. Grove at the 8th spot in the Bulldogs batting order. They sent 3 to the plate in the first. Right now, Dover and the Bulldogs tied at 1. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Boy, that was a great change of speeds that time by Lint. And when you can throw it as hard as Kara can throw it, if you can throw that changeup
that makes it devastating. Yes, it does.
It absolutely does. 1 ball, 1 strike. The next pitch, a swing and a miss.
She went fishing on that one.
One of the things to remember, in case you don't know, the softball circle much closer to the mound than in baseball. Nearly 15 feet closer. The next pitch popped up foul. It's going to go down the left field line. Diving. Faulkner cannot hang on to it, but it is a foul ball.
She just reached out there and went up above the strike zone and almost got a base hit out of it.
So Grove going to come back to the batter's box. Get her bat back from her teammate waiting on deck, Allie Martin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carol Lint ready, and the pitch, that's fouled back. Dover playing in the regional final for the 2nd consecutive year. I mean, you have to remember that in softball, and Roger and I don't have the exact numbers in front of us, and it's changed this year with now there being 7 divisions. That ball fouled off. But back in the 4 division setup, you're probably talking 180 teams or something like that per division. So you get down to the final 8, you've had a great year, and that's the same story true this year.
Exactly.
The 1-2 pitch, high, ball 2. Yeah, so if you don't know, the OHSAA making a significant change between the academic athletic years, going from 4 divisions to 7. The 2-2 pitch, that's fouled off and out of play, and that's the first significant change since they went from AAA, AA, and A to 4 divisions.
Yes.
That's the way it was when Raj and I were in high school, that AAA, AA,
many years ago.
That was a few years back. The 2-2 pitch, that's fouled off. Boy, a great job battling by Grove.
Grove has had a great at-bat here. She's spoiling off a lot of pitches. And Kara's just trying to get one past her here.
By the way, Jaden and Drew from Claxon Communications have no idea what we're talking about. AAA, AA, and A. That was before they were born. Another foul ball.
I tell you what, she's a tough out.
She is. Well, and if you can get that effort from your number 8 batter, if you're Chris Lucas from Bloom-Carroll, surely you are a happy man. Again, the 2-2 pitch. And that hit her. So she battles and battles and battles and becomes a 2-out base runner.
That's going to put her on first base.
Number 9, Allie Martin.
That'll bring Allie Martin to the plate. Martin, the DP, batting for pitcher Maddie Walters. Carolyn going to check in with Bantam. The first pitch that Martin sees, high for a ball. And although in today's game, both Dover's DP and Bloom-Carroll's DP are batting for the pitcher, the next pitch, high and outside, ball 2. They don't have to bat for the pitcher. They could bat for the right fielder or the shortstop or whomever it happens to be. It's just the way it happens to play out today between the Crimson Tornadoes and the Bulldogs. The 2-0 pitch, there's a called strike. 2-1. I think Ms. Martin probably had the take sign on that one because that was right down the middle of the plate. The 2-1 pitch called strike 2. So the count evens 2-2. The pitch signaled in from the Dover first base dugout. Lint ready, and the 2-2 pitch. That's fouled back and out of play. Bill Morgan, Roger Metzger, happy to have you along for high school tournament softball with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. The 2-2 pitch, called strike 3. So for the second time in as many innings, Lint strikes out the side. We remain tied. It's Dover 1, Bloom-Carroll 1 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, then their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That means fresh sliced turkey, fresh sliced ham, and 2 new Deli Hero subs. Try the Titan Turkey and Grand Slam ham, each piled high with double the cheese and more meat. Order your new Deli Hero sub with freshly sliced deli meats today, and be sure to try all the subs on the refreshed Subway Series menu. Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Regional final tournament softball today with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. Dover and Bloom-Carroll all tied up at 1. Both teams' runs, as we get ready to see the third inning happen, came in the first. Dover's Jenna Molk hit a leadoff home run. We kind of compared her to Shohei Ohtani from the Dover perspective, and that's what Shohei Ohtani did on the first pitch of one of those games against the Guardians.
And I saw that Coach Duff was talking to Jenna, and she said, just do what you did last time. Do it again, and we'll see what happens.
That's great coaching advice right there. Molk ready, and Walter's first pitch to her, bouncing about 8 feet in front of the plate for a ball. Well, Molk is so outstanding. She's one of those players, maybe in a late game situation, you consider walking her as opposed to letting her beat you if you're Bloom-Carroll. 1-0 on Molk. The next pitch outside, ball 2. And perhaps we have no idea what's going on in the mind of talented Bloom-Carroll coach Chris Lucas, but maybe that's what he is saying here. Hey,
just keep it away.
Yeah, work it very carefully. 2-0 pitch. Sails down low, 3-0. Molk stepping out of that right-handed batter's box. Well, here's the great thing, and Dover, die-hard Dover fans are well aware of this. Carol Lint and Jenna Molk are juniors. The next pitch, high, ball 4.
Yep. Walks is as good as a hit, they always say, and now we got the leadoff batter on, and Miss McCune up to see if she can advance her over to second.
Olivia Fand and her first at bat. Well, at this level of high school softball, there's almost zero chance she's not bunting here. There's a pitch, a called strike to throw down to second base in time.
Boy, that was a good throw.
It was a great throw. That time the Bulldogs catcher Madeline Gates put it right on second base and a quick tag, and now 1 out in the inning.
Well, those are the chances you take. I know Dover's aggressive, but just a good throw by the catcher and a good tag by the second baseman.
Walters seeing the pitch, actually signaled directly to her from the dugout. That misses out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike on Olivia McHugh. That ball lifted on a pretty deep line to left field, going back at the wall. That's another Crimson Tornado home run. Solo blast to left field from Jenna Molk, and now Olivia McHugh, and Dover has regained the lead at 2-1.
She did the same thing against Hoban, and she did it again today. Same pitch, kind of like what Molk did. She just sent it over the left field wall there.
2-1 Dover. Well, and if you're Maddie Walters, you just want to try and maintain your composure. out there in the circle, but that's easier said than done.
Yes.
And we don't have the numbers this specific on Walters, but the number of times she's given up 2 home runs in a game this year.
It's got to be.
Yeah, 1 or 0.
Yeah.
More than likely 0. The first pitch, a nice rip from Allie Hupp. Hupp had one of the 2 Dover hits in their 1-run first inning. Allie singled and then stole a base, but was left on base. She's down in the count, 0-1. Dover up 2-1, top of the 3rd. Walters' next pitch, low for a ball. Walters going to glance over toward the Bulldogs dugout. The pitch signaled to her. She looks at her wristband to know what pitch it is. And that pitch low for a ball. Hupp trying to reach for the second time in as many at-bats. Pops it up on the infield. The third baseman coming down that third baseline. Addie Brown making the play for the second out of the inning.
I'll tell you, though, what a nice bounce back for Dover after getting caught stealing. They could have said, oh, man, and McCune steps right up and just drills one over the left field wall.
That'll bring Avery Cantini to the plate. Her first battle with Walters, she grounded out to short. Cantini steps out of the box after getting a first pitch ball, climbing back in. The 1-0, high and outside, ball 2. Avery midway in that right-handed batter's box. Hits a long fly ball to left field, but that is twisting and foul.
Man, if she was straightened out or not, that would have been 3 out to left field.
Now Dover getting great rips up at the plate. And 3 innings, 2 solo home runs to left, and Avery Cantini with a big blast there, but it went foul.
Yeah, it's too bad that Jenna was caught stealing, otherwise that would have been a 2-run shot.
Walters is ready out in the circle. The pitch high for a ball. Three balls and a strike. Walters' next pitch inside, low, ball 4. So a 2-out runner for the Crimson Tornadoes as Cantini goes down to first. And that's 2 walks in the inning for Maddie Walters, the pitcher.
She only had 54 in the regular season.
Charlie Reese, who struck out in first at bat, she hits a long fly ball deep to left field, and that is foul.
Well, I'm telling you what, they are not getting cheated sending that ball down the left field line.
So we've got a Dover fan. He's got a Crimson pullover down that left field line, and he was trying to give Dover a home run. He was signaling fair ball. You know what? When you're rooting for your team, you got to do what you can do to try and help a little bit. We'll find out who that is, maybe. Nice job. But a big rip by Charlie Reese. 0-1. Charlie collecting herself outside of that right-handed batter's box. The 0-1 pitch, and tried to check the swing, couldn't do it. 0-2, and Charlie a little bit frustrated with herself. Take a break, and Coach Duff probably saying, hey, relax.
Yep.
Get
Regroup.
back in there. That's right. Battle back. The next pitch way high, and good job by the catcher, Gates, to come out of that catcher's crouch and snag it before it went to the backstop. We've already seen her defensive abilities with a great throw down to second earlier in this inning to catch a potential base thief. The 1-2 pitch. There's a deep fly to center field, and that is way gone. The Dover Crimson Tornadoes have those bats out and booming. And if you thought that Jenna Molk shot in the first inning was a blast, Charlie Reese hit that way out of here to the left of the 205 25 marker in center field, and Dover now up 4-1.
That had to have been hit 250 feet.
I mean, she absolutely pounded that.
Unbelievable.
Now Chris Lucas going to come out to the mound. We might see a pitching change. Well, Charlie had hit the heck out of a prior pitch, and that time not only did she hit it, but she kept it fair, and Dover now up by 3 runs. I'm Bill Morgan with Roger Metzger. The meeting breaks up in the circle. Chris Lucas heads back to the third base Bloom-Carroll dugout, and Susie Pelt's going to come to the plate. Susie batted just last inning when she fouled out to the catcher.
Boy, how big was that walk to Avery Contini? I mean, that just doubled the lead right there.
What do we got?
I'm not sure. Making a change? No? Yes?
Looked like she was saying something to Dover first base coach. Pitch to Peltz high for a ball.
That'd be Jim Morris. I don't think he had any problems with anybody out there.
You had a nice pregame conversation
I did.
with him.
Jim just recently retired as an educator. Still going to be the Strasburg football coach.
There's a fly ball into center field. Coming in, making the grab, Addie Luke, but not before Dover adds 3 more runs on 2 more home runs. We head for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dover a 4-1 advantage on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
High school tournament softball, the Dover Tornadoes, a 3-run, 4-1 advantage. And if you like big flies, that's been the name of the game for the Dover offense today, as all 4 of their runs have come via the home run ball, Raj.
Yeah, they brought the bats out today, and like you said, all the shots have been hard shots, even the ones that haven't been fair. They just really timed her up, Maddie Walters, and so far so good for the Dover Tornadoes.
The Bloom-Carroll catcher, Madeline Gates, to lead things off. She is the leadoff hitter in the lineup, in addition to being the leadoff hitter in this inning.
You were asking why she was batting leadoff. Well, she's hitting .624 on the season. .624.
That's crazy. So basically, that's 2 hits every 3 at bats.
Yes.
For those of you who are major mathematicians, yes, I know it's a shade under, but essentially 2 for every 3. The next pitch from Kara Lint outside, so Lint has missed the zone on her first 2 offerings.
Now, this is an important inning for Kara. You want to have a shutdown inning here. You don't want to let them have any life here at all.
Which is what the Bulldogs had the last time Dover scored. They equaled them. That next pitch sailing high for a ball, so 3-0.
You especially don't want to give away free passes here.
(3-0) on the leadoff hitter. The next pitch called strike on the outside corner. So Lint trying to battle back in after being down on the count at 3-0. Did you say .624?
.624.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lint ready in the circle, and the 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4.
Never good to walk the leadoff batter.
Now up, the center fielder, number 30, Addie Luke.
So Addie Luke coming to the plate, and we mentioned this earlier in the game. With Dover at the plate, you can almost guarantee yourself to see a bunt here. Pitch and a called strike. Oh, and 1. That ball bunted, but unsuccessfully fouled to the backstop, 0-2. Now Luke Cade in her first at bat and through 2 innings. Bloom-Carroll, of course, has had 6 outs. They've all been courtesy of Carroll Lynch via the strikeout. The 0-2 pitch, that's high for a ball. And on the home plate umpire today, Maria Hottinger, has been very consistent, not a big giver of the corners either way. And that's all the coaches want is consistency back there. The next pitch, that's off the plate. You probably could hear, because we are close to the Dover crowd, them expressing their discontent with Miss Hottinger's call. Kara ready. And the 2-2 pitch. That's popped up foul down the left field line. Faulkner hustling in, but can't quite get there as that count will stay at 2-2. You have kind of made me nervous, Raj, and
yeah.
I'm going to tell you why after this pitch. Lentz 2-2, that's high, ball 3. We mentioned earlier in the game that a umpire observer from the OHSAA is here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, well, what if somebody's judging us during this broadcast?
Yeah, did we get any feedback?
Well, I haven't yet, but I guarantee you people are. Now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
The 3-2 pitch, that's line foul and just above the head of Bulldogs third base coach and head coach, Chris Lucas.
What do you think, Adam Zaweski's watching? Or
As much as Adam has done with broadcast baseball and softball the last 2 weeks, I hope he's sitting at home with his feet up. The 3-2 pitch, that's popped up foul and out of play right behind home plate. Maybe taking his lovely wife out to lunch somewhere.
Yeah.
That means he'd have to open his wallet, so maybe a shade of doubt. And the 3-2 pitch, he chases one outside, so
that's a big strikeout.
Carol Lent, her 7th strikeout, and Gates cannot advance at first. Maddie Griefey, and we had a chance to talk with Maddie's dad briefly before the game. Very nice gentleman.
Yep.
Lent's first pitch to his daughter, sailing high for a ball. I will say this, Adam paid for my somewhere between lunch and dinner after the Dover game Thursday down in Athens. So.
Oh, does that mean I get a free dinner? Or?
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. I'm paying for it, but I will be turning in the receipt. So I guess I'm really not.
That's what we media people always do, yes.
I'm really not.
Charge
yeah.
it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's it. But Adam had like a big WTUZ credit card or something. The next pitch, there's a called strike. So we ate at the Wendy's. I believe it was on State Street in Athens. Now, given we probably shouldn't have spent $47 at Wendy's, but, I mean, the station was paying for it. The next pitch, a little bit high, ball 2. And when Jared gets that receipt somewhere down the line, Mr. Zaweski and yours truly may be called into his office for
a one-on-one.
Yes, a stern lecture. The next pitch, that's outside. So the leadoff batter in the inning, Madeline Gates, walked Addie Luke Vand on a 3-2 pitch, and we're about ready to see another 3-2 pitch to the shortstop, Maddie Griefey. Lent ready, Kara's pitch. Just inside. So 2 walks in the inning, sandwiched around a strikeout.
The catcher, number 10, Claire Whitcraft.
That'll bring Claire Whitcraft to the plate.
She's already done some damage here today.
Lifts it. Foul ball down the left field line. Woodcraft had a 2-out RBI single, driving in what so far has been the Bulldogs' only run. Dover leading 4-1. The next pitch, she chases one upstairs.
That was way out of the strike zone.
Woodcraft took a couple of steps toward third, conversed briefly with head coach Chris Lucas. The pitch, that's fouled back, and Bantam was trying to hang on to that, couldn't quite do it. The count stays at 0-2. Lint steps on to the right side of the rubber. The 0-2 pitch, that's fouled back. Could be mistaken, but I think I see some of the Dover baseball players over here in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the 0-2. That one's blasted, but easily foul. And out of play down the left field side. And when you go to schools that are successful in athletics, and certainly Dover one of those, it's kind of like winning begets winning.
Yeah.
The next pitch, he chases one and strikes out, and the throw down to first base. Now they got the runner in a rundown. Now both runners end up getting back, and really Dover the better for it because nobody advances. And ideally, maybe you'd like to have picked up an out there, but the runners don't advance. 2 outs in the inning. Gates staying at second.
Oh, we had a walk, a strikeout, a walk, a strikeout.
And Addie Brown, who's speaking of strikeouts, Cade in her first at bat, ending the first inning. Dover leading 4-1, bottom of 3. First pitch a little bit high for a ball. Lint trying to get Dover out of a situation where the Bulldogs, if they got a base hit, could score. Next pitch missing. It's 2-0. Lint ready to send that 2-0 pitch to the plate, and a swing and a miss. Dover had 3 as time's called, so the runner at second, Gates, can tie or shoot. Dover had 3 in the top of this inning on the Olivia McHugh solo home run to left. And the Charlie Reese 2-run blast to left center. The next pitch, that's high. I believe it's 3-1. Currently the scoreboard out, right?
Yes, I have 3-1.
Okay. Addie Brown ready. Carol Lint ready. The 3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss.
And now the scoreboard's back.
And once they add the most recent strike, it'll be accurate as well.
Yeah. Still have it at 3-1.
Lint ready. And the 3-2. High, ball 4. So the runners all advance. And if Dover can figure out a way to get out of this inning without having surrendered a run, obviously a good scenario, and that at the risk of being called Captain Obvious, you maintain your 3-run lead. But anytime you walk 3 in an inning, that's asking for trouble.
And that's very unlike Carol Lint.
Emma Brandt, who struck out, takes a called strike in her second go-round with Carol Lint. Brandt led off the last inning, but fanned. Lint so far has struck out 8. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss as she chased one upstairs. 0-2. Gates at third, Creepy at second, Brown at first. But Carol Lint and the Crimson Tornadoes way ahead in the count. 0-2. Kara bends over the next pitch and Brant living to see another. She fouls that off first base side.
Yeah, when Kara gets ahead in the count, she is so dangerous, as most pitchers are.
Lent rolling that ball on her right hip, steps onto the mound. The 0-2 pitch, high for a ball. That's a good pitch. I know it's a ball, but you know what? A lot of times the batter may chase that particular pitch.
Yep.
And pitchers will often intentionally throw one out of the zone to try to get them to chase. The 1-2, boy, must have been inside.
Yep.
2-2, but we've mentioned a couple of times.
She's not giving that corner.
She's not giving that corner, and she hasn't all day for either team. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kara ready. And the juniors' 2-2 pitch. A swing, or I should say a called third strike. And for the third time in as many innings, Kara Lent and the Crimson Tornadoes fan the side. After 3, it's Dover 4 and Bloom-Carroll 1 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
High school tournament softball on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. It is a Dover Tornado 4-1 lead.
Boy, that was a huge inning. I mean, although she walked 3 batters, she was able to get out of it, and they weren't able to counter anything from that inning. So that was huge for the Crimson Tornadoes. You don't see that very often. A walk, a strikeout, a walk, a strikeout, a walk, and a strikeout.
Dover trying to add more here in the top of the 4th as Ariana Immel leads things off, and that pitch way outside. Don't forget, coming up after the game this afternoon, Raj and I will name a Subway player of the game. Subway, find your fresh. That next pitch missing off the plate for a ball. Head in the count, 2-0 Emmel. The next pitch called strike on the outside corner. The next pitch, that's way high for a ball. Dover having scored in 2 of the first 3 innings. The next pitch to Immel, low for a ball. So Immel will walk to lead off the frame.
Now up, the catcher, number 9, Maddie Bantam.
That's the 3rd walk that Walters has surrendered. Excuse me, the 4th. 1 in the 2nd. 2 in the 3rd, now 1 here in the 4th as Maddie Bantam comes to the plate. The Dover catcher, first pitch down low for a ball.
Yeah, you can never have too many runs, even though you're up 3, man. You want to push more across the plate, and Dover's in good shape so far.
Showing bunt as Bantam bunts at it, doesn't get it for a strike. Bantam hits it from the right side. Walters with the 1-1. That's down low, ball 2. Immel way off of first base, and the catcher Whitcraft looking down that way. One thing Dover knows about Whitcraft, she has a good arm.
Yes, she does.
The next pitch, there's a called strike trying to get to second, and they're going to get her again. 3 steal attempts by Dover, Raj, and they've got him twice.
I know. They're pushing the envelope. They're trying to add on, but the Bloom-Carroll team has said, hey, we're not going to let you score anymore here.
The next pitch to Bantam. She singles into left field for a base hit. Now, a lot of times, if you're watching the live stream at home with the Big Z YouTube page and WJER.com/videos, we're about to see a courtesy runner here. We'll let you know who that is momentarily.
Haley Keeker.
Now running, number 6, Haley Keecher.
But a lot of times you'll say, well, had she not tried to steal, you have runners on first and second. But quite often, as Roger was mentioning, you're trying to make something happen.
Absolutely. And the same thing happened last inning where they got caught stealing, but they were able to score even though they had got a caught stealing out of it.
Keecher, the courtesy runner at first base. The next pitch, and that hits Faulkner. So now.
Oh, they said no.
Interesting.
I guess not. I thought she was hit by the pitch, but umpire said no.
I'm not sure what that discussion was,
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, either.
I thought it absolutely hit her. And we'll try and get to the bottom of that when we can. So the pitch called strike.
It's too bad. They would have had runners at first and second.
Walters briefly behind the rubber, checks her wristband, steps back on that pitch, sails way outside. Dover has had a runner walk in the inning, thrown out stealing and singled. Right now, Faulkner batting grounded out in her first at bat.
She might get on base with another wild one.
The 3-1. Now they say that one does hit her. Now Chris Lucas.
I don't think it hit her. I just thought it was a ball.
Well, either way, she's on.
Either way, she's on first base.
Oh, let's see what Mr. Lucas is going to say to the home plate umpire. Runners on first and second. Faulkner at first.
At the top of the order,
Keecher at second.
Number 4, Jenna Molk.
This is a good spot for Jenna Molk. 1 out, 2 runners on. She hits another one, man. I'm telling you what, this place will go bonkers.
She has homered and scored and walked and thrown out stealing. The first pitch. Great change of speeds by Walters and a called strike. We talk about how good Jenna is offensively. She can pick it, it's short, and oh, by the way, she's a great pitcher. The next pitch ripped but foul down the third base line. Dover 4, Bloom-Carroll 1. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Elite 8 championship softball. Moak collecting herself outside of that right-handed batter's box. Climbs back in. And Walters with the 0-2 pitch. High for a ball. Now, you hear so much about analytics in relation to sports and stats these days. And I'm just going to guess. The number of times Jenna Molk's been down 0-2 this year. The next pitch, there's a fly ball, fairly deep left center, but a nice running catch. Tagging, trying to go to third and in safely. Feature and 2 outs in the inning, but both runners advance.
That was a productive out, as they say. I mean, she made it out, but she advanced both runners, so that's huge.
But back to Jenna Molk, and the number of times she's been down 0-2, you would think that has not happened very often.
Yes.
I think they're
trying to see if she left too early, maybe.
Don't you have? I mean, maybe this is old school. I thought you had to turn around and throw the ball to the bag you were questioning the call on. But I do not. Neither does Roger. Have the OHSAA softball rule book in front of us. All 4 of the umpires conferring to the third base side of the circle.
They say everything is cool. Everything's kosher.
So Dover, 2 runners on, 2 runners out. As Olivia McHugh comes to the plate. All or nothing today for Olivia. She struck out and hit a home run in her last at bat. Top of the 4th, Walters pitch to her, bounces off the backstop, and a wise move by Dover, keeping Keecher at third, because that ball hit so hard off the backstop, it rolled right back to Whitcraft, the catcher.
As you said, there's not very much foul territory behind home plate, and that ball just came back to her right off that fence, and there would have been no way she would have been able to score.
1-0 on Olivia McHugh. The next pitch, there's a called strike. Boy, if Olivia could get a base hit here and score at least 1 Dover run and possibly 2,
yes,
that kind of changes the flow of the game when you go up by as many as 5. The 1-1 pitch, that's high, ball 2. Dover right now has the advantage of 3, 4-1. As Walters checks her wristband and sends the 2-1 pitch to the plate, high, ball 3. They'll throw the ball back down to third, back in safely, says Wendell Callie, third base umpire. He might have called a foul ball or something, but that's his first work of the afternoon. The next pitch, that's down low, ball 4. The bases are loaded with Crimson Tornadoes. That'll bring Allie Hupp to the plate. Allie has singled and popped out to third.
Allie has a chance to really poke a hole in this game here. If she gets a base hit here, I'm telling you what, that's going to score at least 2.
Hupp looking out at Walters, who gets the pitch signal from the dugout and swings and misses. Well, Allie was trying to make it 8-1 with that swing. Had she connected, she would have. Yes. The next pitch, that's high for a ball. Allie, the 6th Tornado to bat in the inning. The 1-1 pitch, that's fouled and bounces off the fencing in front of the Dover first base side dugout.
And she just tried to wait there and take it to right field, and if she would have done that, who knows, that might have cleared the bases.
1 ball, 2 strikes on right fielder Allie Hupp. The next pitch popped in toward the left field area, but on the dirt of the infield grass. Rufi makes the catch to end the Dover fourth inning. So the Dover Tornadoes load the bases up, but they cannot capitalize. Headed to the bottom of the fourth, it is Dover 4 and Bloom-Carroll 1 on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
The bottom of the fourth inning from Pickerington Central High School. It is Division III Regional Final Softball between Dover and Bloom-Carroll. And Tornado Nation has traveled well.
Yes, they have.
To support their very talented softball team, who are one win away from heading to the state tournament. They lead it 4-1, and all four of Hannah Duff's team's runs coming via the home run ball.
Yeah, you mentioned the fact that the Dover hasn't been to the state tournament for a while. I think it was 2008 was the last time the Crimson Tornadoes made it to the state tournament. So they're hoping to punch their ticket here today, and so far so good.
Bottom of the fourth. And a called strike from Carolyn. Right fielder Jaden Sherrow at the plate. She struck out in her first at bat. Lint ready, and the 0-1 called strike on the outside corner. Although there's certainly been more base runners than in the regional semifinal game, Lint's efforts have taken on a similar nature. All 9 outs have been via the strikeout. Next pitch missing for a ball. Lint ready, kind of half bent at the waist. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 as Sherrow fans. Rachel Grove, who had a multi-pitch at bat, Roger, her first at bat, and then ended up getting hit by a pitch.
Yeah, that was a very good at bat for Blue. The best of the day for maybe for both teams. I mean, as far as number of pitches fouled off and whatnot. So she's definitely a battler out there.
Fouls that first pitch off. Lint ready, the next pitch outside and low for a ball. One ball, one strike on the Bulldogs' first baseman. That ball's pounded deep to center field, back, and that is a Bulldog home run. Rachel Grove cuts the lead to 4-2 as she's greeted, understandably, by cheering teammates at home plate.
You know, she hit that ball well, but I didn't think it was going to be enough to carry. But again, like we talked about earlier, the flag is, the American flag is blowing straight out, and it just got up there in that jet stream and carried.
Got to bring the DP, Allie Martin, to the plate. Martin struck out looking in her first at bat, ending the second inning. Dover up by 2 after the Grove home run drew the Bulldogs a little bit closer. Lent's first pitch, a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Lent ready, and the 0-1, a swing and a miss. Martin stepping out of the box, and Lent, not so coincidentally, stepping to the back of the circle. Now back on. Fly ball into center field, running, and that'll go over Reese's head to the wall. Trying to hustle into second. Here comes the throw, and they got her at second base. Boy, what a return throw
from Charlie Reese.
Wait. I don't know if she dropped the ball, because at first I thought Mike Curtin, the second base umpire, indicated out.
She did. He did, I should say.
Well, Coach Duff coming out of the dugout, not to dispute that call, but we may be about to see a pitching change. The entire Dover infield talking things over. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Jenna Molk's going to come in to pitch. So Jenna Molk went to the dugout. Get that pitching mask.
I'm sure this is probably not exactly what Dover had in plan, but at this point, you want to go and try to get this win. So
Molk gonna warm up, and then we'll be back to action. As you see Coach Duff explaining substitutions to the home plate umpire, Maria Hodnier. Molk continuing her warm-ups. Hey, don't forget our high school softball tournament coverage being brought to you by Sammy Sue. Sammy Sue's helping to support today's broadcast. Sammy Sue's Barbecue, conveniently located on Front Street in Dover. Boy, this time of the year, as the weather starts to warm up, you can head out to their patio and enjoy some of the goodies.
And they've got a lot of goodies there.
Oh, no question. So Jenna Molk onto the mound. Cantini goes to short. Kara Lint to third.
And I believe Sarah Clark is at second.
Called strike. On the first pitch for Molk on the afternoon. Molk, a long look in toward home. And the next pitch, that's fouled off. So Molk has quickly jumped out the head of the count at 0-2. That ball fouled, and count will stay at 0-2. Gates has reached base in both of her at-bats, doubled, and would score in the first inning on the Whitcraft single, and walked in her last at-bat against Carolyn. The 0-2 pitch checked her swing, and the count will go to 1-2 as the offering from Molk stayed high. Molk, long look in at home plate, and the 1-2 pitch. A little high, ball two. So Bloom-Carroll has scored once in the bottom of the fourth. They've got a runner at second, one out, Dover up 4-2. It is regional championship softball today with the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley. Molk's 2-2 pitch. Just getting a piece of it was Gates. So the count stays at 2-2. State semifinal softball for the winner of this game coming up Friday at Firestone Stadium in Akron. And by the way, if you've never been there, that is a great facility for high school softball. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, ball 3. Molk gonna walk to the back of the circle after getting the ball back from Bantam. Count full. And the 3-2 pitch. That's fouled off to the backstop, a little bit to the third base side. The count will stay at 3-2. Molk trying to retire Gates here and pick up what would be the second down of the inning for the Bulldogs. Again, a 3-2 pitch. Tried to check her swing, and she did. So Gates walking for the second time in as many innings.
Yeah, Madeline's had a perfect day. She had a single, and then she's got two walks, so going to try to quell this uprising.
Addie Luke coming to the plate, and the first pitch missing out of the zone for a ball. Luke struck out in both of her previous at-bats against Carolyn. She'll show bunt, but that ball low and outside, so the walk has become a potential problem for Dover. They walked 3 in the last inning, but got out of it. And now they've walked 1 here, so runners on first and second, only 1 out. And a 2-0 count on the 2-hole hitter in Addie Luke. Molk ready, the 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike. Dover had 1 run in the first inning and 3 in the third so far. Bloom-Carroll, a run in the first and a run here in the fourth with runners on base now. The 2-1 pitch, a called strike 2. Well, if you're a Crimson Tornado fan, you're thinking if we can just get out of this without giving up any more runs, we'll take that headed to the 5th. 4-2 Dover now in the bottom of the 4th. Molk ready, the 2-2 pitch outside and low, ball 3.
Molk could use a strikeout here. That would be huge.
3 balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Bulldog center fielder Addie Luke. The 3-2 pitch, a slow roller. That's going to stay fair. They'll throw it to first base. Not going to be in time. As they say in the scorebook, that was a line drive to center field.
Yeah, that ball went about 12 inches, maybe 15.
So now the base is loaded with Bulldogs. Gates to second. Luke to first. And Martin at third.
Now up the shortstop, number 13, Maddie Griffey.
That'll bring Maddie Griffey to the plate. Griffey has walked and struck out, but both of those at-bats came against Carolyn. Dover in the infield, and a swing and a miss by Griffey.
She came with the heat there. She was just trying to overpower her.
0-1. A base hit here by Griffey would make it a big inning for the Bulldogs. They've already scored 1 on the Grove home run. The 0-1 from Molk. Called strike. That's one of the few high called strikes we've seen today. There was one called on Dover, to be honest, in the top of this inning. So
they're balanced out, yep.
Yep, looking for consistency if you're Chris Lucas from Bloom-Carroll or Canada. The 0-2 pitch, that's outside for a ball.
They tried to get her to go fishing, and Griffey wouldn't have anything to do with it.
The Dover fans kind of groaning in discontent. That pitch wasn't even close to a strike. By the time Bantam put her glove on it. It was in the left-handed batter's box. Molk ready. Bases loaded. 1 out in the inning. The 1-2 pitch. High, ball 2. Griefey is the number 3 hitter. The 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off and out of play. A lot of times you will hear talk amongst fans, media, and others that high school softball, a quick-moving game. Not today. This game started at about 12:09. We've been playing for just about 90 minutes, and we're only in the 4th. Molk ready. The Crimson Tornado right-hander's 2-2 pitch right back to Molk. She bobbles it but recovers, fires home, and forces out the lead runner. Now 2 outs in the inning, and the other runners advance.
Yeah, Jenna fielded her position very well there, and they called a double play. No? Yes, they did. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I was writing in my scorebook, but they called a double play.
I have no idea what happened there.
All I know is Dover is out of the inning.
Well, we will check with the home plate umpire and see if we can find out, but the bottom line is Dover gets out of the 4th, only allowing a run. As we've completed 4, Dover leading 4-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
We head for the 5th inning. The Dover Tornadoes about to come to the plate for time number 5 against Madeline Walters. And Roger, we got an explanation from the umpire observer.
Okay, what do we got?
And she said that the runner at first, Griefey, who reached on the fielder's choice, stepped off the bag to take off her arm brace, never had time granted. Dover saw it, threw it down, and got her out.
Boy, that was huge. That's being on your toes if you're a Dover fan and Dover player.
So 4-2, Dover leading as we have arrived in the 5th inning.
Looks like we have a pitching change, Mr. Morgan.
Now up the third baseman, number 15.
No, we don't. I thought we did, but we don't.
So Avery Contini will come to the plate. Avery now at shortstop. After the pitching change, which saw Kara Lent leave the circle, go to third, Avery went from third to short. Molk went from short to the circle. Avery today has grounded out, walked, and scored in the inning in which she walked. That was the 3rd. Walters' first pitch to her, a ball. The 1-0 pitch, that's a called strike. One ball, 1 strike. Walters checking with Whitcraft. The pitch sailing way high.
Man, that was a rise ball that didn't go anywhere but up.
It rose all right.
It did.
Dover trying to get that run they gave back, and Contini singles into left field, a base hit. That'll bring Charlie Reese to the plate, and Reese, after Contini walked in the 3rd, blasted the ball way out of this Pick Central field number 3 park to left center field. Charlie struck out in her first advance, so she's 1 for 2 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and that first pitch down and in the dirt 1 ball, no strikes. Walter's next pitch, a called strike. Walters ready, and the 1-1 pitch, that slipped out of her hand and bounced about 12 feet in front of the pitching rubber.
That was what they call a worm burner.
Yes, much like one of your golf shots.
Yeah, for sure.
I've golfed about 6 times in my life, and there's a reason for it. The next pitch, that sails high. And I always wished I don't have any illusions of being good. I just want to be not bad enough that I could go out and golf in some of these charity outings. So many great charity golf outings in the area. The 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4.
Speaking of golf, we got the Memorial right up the road here at Muirfield.
Absolutely. So the first 2 Dover batters have reached. Contini with the single, Reese with the walk. And that'll bring Susie Peltz to the plate. Susie 0 for 2 has flown out to center and fouled out to the catcher. Choked up a little bit on that bat.
Well, now's the time for the Tornadoes to add on some runs here.
Swinging and missing. Top of the 5th inning. They play it at 7 in high school softball. Susie about as close to the front of the batter's box. Not that she's at the front, but about as close as you'll see a batter be in high school softball. The 0-1 pitch bounces in front of the plate. 1-1 on Peltz. Nobody out for Dover. Top of the 5th inning. Contini at second. Reese at first. The next pitch, fly ball down the left field line. Foul, and although giving chase, the Bulldogs left fielder and Emma Brandt can't get to it. Who's on the mound for the Guards today, Rod? Do you know?
Would be Slade Ciccone.
I'm just glad he's pitched pretty well, but they kind of passed him. I don't know if he had a...
Yeah, he had a groin problem. And,
well, now that's serious.
That's it. And then, yeah, they bumped his start back. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's going tonight. And
I
believe Kyle Hendrickson is going for
look at you.
The Halos, yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Peltz. The next pitch hit hard and just foul down the first base line. And I don't care if a guy is 14, 34, 54. Anytime you say groin injury, they just kind of, they make that face.
Yeah, and he's pitched well, though, his first couple of starts.
He really has,
yeah.
And he's going to have to because Ben Lively's done for the year.
Yep.
The 1-2 to Peltz. Lifts it on a fly ball fairly deep into left center field. And that's another Dover home run. The Crimson Tornado Bats have been out and booming in mass this afternoon as Peltz drills a 3-run bomb to left center, and Dover builds their advantage to 5 at 7-2.
I mean, she got all of that and more. All these home runs have not been cheapies. They've all been struck well. And I'll tell you what, we've had a solo, two solos, a 2-runner, and a 3-run home run. Oh, my goodness.
Ariana Emmel coming to the plate. And her 2 at bats, she's reached base both times with a pair of walks. Walter's first pitch to her, fouled off the first base side backstop.
I mean, you talk about a huge hit. I mean, this game was 4-2. I mean, it's still anybody's game. I'm not saying that it's over with yet, but to get a 3-run shot, that was huge, and that came right back at my face. Glad the fence was up there.
I've done quite a few high school tournament softball games over the years.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever been at one where one team has hit 4 home runs.
I know.
Very impressive by Dover today. That ball blooped into center field. That'll fall in for a base hit off the bat of Emmel. She's had a nice afternoon. Her on-base percentage, 1,000.
Yep, 2 walks and a single.
up, the catcher, number 9, Maddie Bantam.
And you have to trust that Chris Lucas knows his team. I guess you would think in a normal scenario, if you've given up 7 runs in 5 innings and 4 bombs, you'd change pitchers. That ball ripped foul. Maddie Bantam, who is 1 for 2 today. You'd think there'd be a pitching change, but apparently his number 1, even given what has happened so far, is the absolute best he's got.
Yeah, his number 2 is Emma Brandt. So
next pitch bounces in the dirt, hustling down to second there in plenty of time via the wild pitch is Immel. WJER Sports Director Bill Hammerstrom and I in the hallways yesterday as we were kind of making some broadcast arrangements. The next pitch, line drive, that's going to go foul down the left field line. Hey, what does Dover have to do to win this game and get to the Final Four? And Bill said, not a judgment or anything, he said they've got to score more runs than they have so far in the tournament.
Oh, man,
and
7.
And certainly they've served that up for Mr. Hammerstrom and all Crimson Tornado fans today.
But I bet Bill didn't think they were going to hit 4 home runs today.
The 1-2 pitch, slow roller to short, fielded, the throw in time, but staying at second. Thought about going to third was Immel, but she stays where she's at. And that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you don't want to run yourself out of an inning. You want to give your batters a chance to bring that runner home. No sense of trying to get to third if you don't have to. You've got plenty of batters that can bring them home.
How to bring Faulkner to the plate. Pitch high for a ball, and I still don't think we're 100% sure whether she officially walked or was hit by a pitch in her last at bat. I think she was hit by the pitch because the umpire stepped and pointed to first.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
We've covered a few of these games, so we're going to go with hit by pitch. And probably somebody somewhere on Game Tracker is going, hey, you two, they said she walked. We're just trying to take an educated guess. It's my grandpa. I hate to say grandpa, it's educated. There's no M in there.
You sure?
But he never well, I am a Columbus Public Schools grad. We're not exactly the brightest apples in the barrel or whatever that saying is. I went to church growing up right here in Pickerington. And
so this is like homecoming for you.
It really is. 3-1. The next pitch inside, ball 4.
Oh, and look who is coming to the plate.
That brings Jenna Molk plateward.
Now up the pitcher,
and they're going to, how about that? They're going to intentionally walk her with 2 already on.
How about that? She's getting the Shohei Ohtani / Aaron Judge treatment.
Wow.
Now up the second baseman, number 1, Olivia.
And I guess the funny, the ironic part about that is you intentionally walk her to face a batter who has already hit a home run today.
I know, exactly. Yeah, it's like Olivia's no slouch.
First pitch to her, and like you mentioned, Rod, after she hit that home run, she hit one in the regional semifinal. So, yeah, it's not like you're going to a batter hitting 189. Walters ready. The next pitch to McHugh. That bounces in the dirt. Well, Dover certainly has already added on with the Susie Peltz 3-run blast. Now the bases are loaded, only 1 out, and 2-0 on Olivia McHugh. The next pitch, it's way high, ball 3. I don't know what Coach Duff wants, but if I'm McHugh, I really want to swing here because I think it's going to be right down the middle.
Well,
and they say outside ball 4, she got an RBI anyway. So make it 8-2 Dover. As Immel scores. Fockler going to third. To second goes Molt. Chris Lucas goes out, talking things over with his team. Still not making a pitching change.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by this, but Coach Lucas knows more about his team than I do.
Number 16, Allie Hupp.
Got to bring Allie Hupp to the plate. An 8-2 Dover advantage. Hupp today, 1 for 3. Has singled and popped out a couple of different times. So the base is jammed with Crimson Tornadoes. First pitch to Hupp, she fouls it back. And I understand probably the majority of coaches and fans disagree with this, but I like her ripping on the first pitch.
Oh, absolutely.
I understand that struggling in terms of pitching is Walters now, but you know what? She's going to try and put one on the plate. She did, and Olivia had a good rip at it. Just couldn't quite get to it. The next pitch, high for a ball, 1-1. Tornadoes right now a commanding 6-run lead in the bases loaded, top of the 5th inning. Bill Morgan, Roger Metzger, happy to have you from Pickerington Central High School. The next pitch, that's fouled back and out of play. You may not have noticed this, but in the bottom of, maybe it was the 4th inning, maybe it was the 3rd, our producer Jared, he took off. I think he went to the concession stand.
Oh, no kidding?
Well, I'm pretty sure he did.
I was going to say they got some dogs. I can smell them. They're really good.
Throw down to first base, not going to be in time. Diving back in safely is McHugh. He's got a little bit of mustard in the corner of his mouth, right side. Home plate umpire, Maria Hottinger. You can see she's sweeping off the plate. The count on Hupp, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Walters ready. Her next pitch, high, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes. Allie Hupp. Crimson Tornado right fielder. The next pitch pops it up foul, and that'll get out of play right behind home plate. So the count staying full on Allie Hupp. Walters giving it her best effort. Hasn't been her best day, and that's ball 4. So now Fockler will score. Molk going to third, McHugh to second.
Number 15, Avery Cantini.
And Dover has batted around.
Yes, they have.
My scorebook is never going to win awards for penmanship.
Me neither.
But now I've got some serious problems. Cantini to the plate. That's sailing outside for a ball. I was once doing a college baseball game down at Ohio University in Athens, and the veteran voice at that time of the Bobcats, a man named Russ Eisenstein, he was letting one of the students at OU, the next pitch, inside, ball 2, do an inning. He came back and kind of nodded at me and looked down at my scorebook and did that palms up in the air like, what is that? Which was, I could read it, but it was a legitimate question on Russ's part. The 2-0 pitch popped up out into short center, and that's going to fall in, and they'll throw it over the head of the third baseman, and Coach Duff says stop right there. So Dover scores another.
That's getting away from Bloom-Carroll now.
That's Cantini's second hit of the inning. Dover up by 8, still only 1 out in the top of the 5th. That ball popped down the third base line, and the left fielder coming in will make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Well, I tell you what, the first baseman made a great play as she backing up the play. She doesn't get that. She might have. Dover might have scored another run.
10-2, and back to the talented young lady who blasted the 3-run homer earlier in the inning, Susie Peltz. First pitch, high for a ball. With an 8-run lead, I think you can say something like this. How would she like to have a 3-run blast and a grand slam in the same inning? The next pitch, called strike. Well, and that's the other thing, and it's fair to say this, not in judgment of Bloom-Carroll, but I mean, a base hit here, that's a couple of runs, and this may end up being a mercy rule game.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 1 strike on Peltz. Looks out at Walters. That pitch goes all the way to the backstop, and Coach Duff says to McHugh, stay right here.
Again, like I said, the short backstop here. She just couldn't take the chance. And you're right. I mean, you're trying to score as many runs as you can. You want to get this thing over as fast as you can.
Timeout called as a...
She got a contact problem?
I think she probably does. She's trying to adjust the contact. May have got some dirt in the contact, which can easily happen in high school softball. In this case, I think you'd say it's crushed bricked. I think that's what this field is. That's taken care of. Peltz back into the box, 2-1. That big 3-run homer earlier in the inning for Susie. Walters 2-1 pitch, high, ball 3. Now, you have to feel for Walters because, I mean, she's on the verge of walking in her 3rd run of the inning. 3 balls, 1 strike. Peltz ready, the pitch, and outside, ball 4. So that puts Dover 1 run away from... And Roger, why don't you, if you would, quickly explain the mercy rule?
Yeah, 10-run rule.
Sure.
And that would mean that if they get any more runs and they can shut them down in the bottom half of the 5th, that this game would be over.
As Emil coming to the plate, she becomes the 4th Dover batter to bat twice in this inning. And her first at bat of the inning, she singled and would end up scoring. Swing and a miss, 0-2. It is 11-2. Is that what you have?
I have let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
0-2, Walters ready.
I have 11-2, yes.
Yeah, the scoreboard's not correct. Honestly, that may be one of those scenarios. Maybe they can't put 11 on the scoreboard. I don't know. Of course, the scoreboard got unplugged earlier in the game. The 0-2 pitch, that ball, a fly ball. And that's nice diving catch. Boy,
play.
What a play by Addie Luke out in center field to end the Dover 5th inning, but not before the Tornadoes score 7 times and send 14 batters to the plate. We head for the bottom of the 5th. It is Dover 11 and Bloom-Carroll 2 on the Sports Voice of the Valley and the Big Z Sports Network.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Yurexville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
Well, they couldn't push that run across.
High school tournament softball on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley. And the Dover Tornadoes are in good shape. A 9-run lead
Yeah, just
by the way, they got all kind of problem with the scoreboard. They get the score corrected. It's still the fifth inning.
Yes, I know that. It's not the sixth inning. It's
the bottom of the fifth. By the way, I should have never mentioned that already this game was taking some time because that half inning was almost a half hour long. Dover, 7 runs in the inning, highlighted by Susie Peltz's 3-run homer.
Well, again, we need to have I live at Dover.
You look nice in the Crimson Tornado jersey.
Need another shutdown inning here. I mean, you can't give them any life whatsoever, and you'd be on your way to a state tournament berth.
Moak's first pitch, that's fouled back and out. Claire Whitcraft leading things off in her first 2 at-bats against Dover starting pitcher Kara Lint. She singled and drove in one of what has been 2 Bulldog runs on the day and struck out in her other at-bat. Moak ready, and the 0-1 pitch. Fouled along the ground, first base side 0-2.
See, there's the fact that Molk came in and last inning in relief in the middle of a game. That's she didn't have a clean inning, so I think that's big that she has a clean inning here to start the 5th inning.
And a swing and a miss, but Whitcraft just got a piece of that ball, and Bantam couldn't quite squeeze it behind the plate, so the count will stay at 0-2. You need to get you one of those little home plate broom thingies.
Yeah.
Use around the house.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Got a little bit of mulch up on the porch. You get that thing
out.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll hook up with the.
Go to Dumont Sporting Goods. They probably got some umpire gear down there.
That's very true.
The 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss.
I'm sure Doug could hook me up with something like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Had a chance to see Mr. Clark down at the baseball game where his 2 grandsons are the starting middle infield for Dover baseball. That'll bring Addie Brown to the plate. Addie, 0 for 1, has reached on a walk and struck out. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning, because if you get a look at the scoreboard, it says the 6th. That's not correct. Between innings, our home plate umpire turned to the press box, which is above us, and said 11.
Yes, she did.
Moak's 1-0 pitch, just gas right down the middle of the plate and a called strike. Brown trying to get something started. Because the Bulldogs, I mean, they do have, counting this one, 3 more at-bats. Moak's next pitch. Now that had a great break on it.
It did. When she's got both those pitches working, it's really, really tough to deal with.
Dover pitching, having struck out, let me count here, 11 batters I've got it for. The next pitch bounced right back to Moak. Fires on to first, 2 outs in the inning. Do you have 11, Mr. Metzger?
Well, let's see here.
Now up, the left fielder, number 75, Emma Brand.
Emma Brand, who has struck out 2 times to the plate.
11. You are so correct, Mr. Moran.
Every now and then. What is that? Blind squirrels.
Squirrels find an acorn.
Yeah, there you go. Brandt taking a ball from Jenna Moak. Ready is Moak, the next pitch. It'll be really interesting to see when Jenna gets to the collegiate level. Does she pitch? Is she a position player? I mean, she's so good at all parts of the game.
I know.
That's for a Division I coach to decide.
Yeah.
Not you or I.
And she's got another year here at Dover.
Right. And that's the unfortunate thing for Division III around the state. Both she and Carol Lent are back next year. as well as Jenna hits the softball, not that she can't pitch, she's very good. But boy, you know, you get somebody who does what she's done in the batter's box. There's a ball bounced to short and Contini unable to handle it, so Brandt will become a 2-out base runner. Or maybe she does both at the collegiate level. I don't know.
Hey, the way Shohei Ohtani's been able to be, and I mean, obviously he hasn't pitched this year. He's supposed to, and maybe in the second half, but he can do it all, and maybe and she can too.
Gonna bring Jaden Sherrow to the plate. She takes a called strike. Sherrow, like Brandt before her, struck out both times in her 2 at-bats, and again, both of those were against Carolyn. 0-1, Molk. Ready, the pitch, fouls that off. But Jenna also, I'd say, okay, does she pitch at the collegiate level? Does she play a position? She's kind of got that pitcher's frame, big and lanky and strong.
Well, it depends on what they need at Ohio State. They need somebody to pitch, and she's obviously right in there.
The 0-2 pitch, that's fouled off.
Or if they need the bat.
Maybe they let her pitch and they don't DP for her. The 0-2 pitch. Nice play by Lint at third and guns down Sherrow to end the 5th inning. We head for the 6th. Dover all over Bloom-Carroll 11-2 on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
You need a raise. You need a raise.
You need a raise.
You bet. Are we? We have reached the 6th inning.
And now we got the scoreboard fixed. Yes.
Now up the catcher.
I think the OHSAA owes us a check. We've been trying to help Maria Hottinger keep that score. Not that that's her responsibility.
No, but she was on it. She was on it. She made sure the people in the press box knew it was the 6th inning.
Walters pitching, first pitch to Dover's leadoff hitter, Maddie Bantam, a ball. Bantam, one of 14 Dover batters in that 5th inning. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Maddie today is 1 for 3, has singled, grounded out, and struck out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Maddie Walters, the Bloom-Carroll pitcher. Next pitch, missing off the plate for a ball, and you know what, credit a kid like Walters. I understand she's given up 11 runs. She's walked in several runs, but you know what, to stay out there and battle and
yes,
not the pitch, long fly ball, foul down that left field line. But quite often in life, not just high school athletics, you see people display a tude.
Yes.
You know, and we haven't seen that at all from her.
Not at all.
And that's, you know what, when you've not had your kind of afternoon, that's easier said than done. The 2-2 pitch, inside and low, ball 3. So Bantam trying to reach. Now, if Dover were able to score a run here in the 6th and keep Bloom-Carroll off the board, this game would be over. Nice rip by Bantam, fouling out of play. Count full on Dover catcher Maddie Bantam as the Crimson Tornadoes right now 6 outs away from going to the state tournament. The 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4.
Now up the left fielder, number 5.
That'll bring Faulkner to the plate. For the second time in a game, we'll see the courtesy runner at first base.
Now running, number 6, Haley Keecher.
Faulkner has reached base 2 times today. Hit by pitch and a walk. First pitch outside. Keecher running at first. Walters looking to the Bloom-Carroll dugout third base side to get the pitch call. Her pitch easily fouled out of play down that left field side. The next pitch deflected off the glove of Walters to throw to first base, not in time. So an infield base hit for Faulkner.
She just stuck her bat out there, placed it in a place where nobody could get to it, and got herself a base hit.
Now to bring Jenna Molk to the plate. Now, kind of interesting, with all the walks that took place last inning, Dover has 11 runs. And I don't want to say only 8 hits, but normally when you have 11 runs, you'd probably have more hits than that.
Sure.
Walter's first pitch to Molk.
But you look at it this way, they've got 8 hits and 4 of them are home runs, right? Am I right?
You go.
My math, is that correct?
Yes. You are
half of their hits are home runs.
You are a proud Kent State University graduate.
Boy.
Their math department loves you for saying that and recognizing that. 0-1, that ball grounded to the shortstop. She'll flip to second in time to get the runner at second, but Molk on the fielder's choice reaches first. Meanwhile, Bantam goes to third.
Now up the second baseman, number 1, Olivia McHugh.
Now to bring Olivia McHugh to the plate. Olivia, a solo home run, a walk and an RBI on a bases loaded walk. Now we're going to see a pinch runner for, well, actually, technically it's a courtesy runner because Molk pitching now. I believe it's Sophie Bantam running it first. First pitch to McHugh, missing, and throw down to third while Bantam takes second. McHugh, a big exhale as she steps back into the batter's box. Walters ready. The pitch, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kind of at the rate this game's going, by the time we pack the equipment up, get back in the station vehicle, it'll be time for the Guardians to start.
True.
The 1-1 pitch, there's the ball looped foul down the left field line.
I tell you, McHugh's had a good day, hasn't she? Home run, single, 2 RBIs. They've all had good days.
One of the biggest challenges today is going to be picking a Subway player of the game.
Oh, boy.
That ball hit the third, the throw on to first in time, but scoring from third.
Ground out RBI.
Now up the right fielder, number number 16, Allie Hupp.
So Keecher scoring, and now Dover up by 10, so this could be a mercy rule game. That ball hit on a fly, fair ball down the right field line. That'll be another Dover run as Sophie Bantam comes in to score. On the hump, RBI single.
Third baseman, number 15, Avery Catini.
Bring Avery Catini to the plate. Avery, 4 at-bats today, has reached base 3 times. 2 of those 4 at-bats came in the same inning. 13-2 Dover. Two outs in the inning. Hupp on at first. And next pitch, sailing high and outside. Avery began the game defensively at third base, went to shortstop when the pitching change was made that brought Molk in from shortstop and moved Carol Lint over to third. The 2-0 pitch to Contini. There's a called strike, trying to get down to second, and they call her out at second base, and that ends the Dover 6th inning. But not before the Tornadoes score 2 more times. We head for the bottom of the 6th. It is 13-2 Dover.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
The Dover Tornadoes a 13-2 lead as Bloom-Carroll comes to bat. Now for this game to extend to the 7th, the Bulldogs are going to have to score 2 times.
To keep her going, yep. 10-run rule.
Now, Mr. Metzger.
Is this another math question?
No, it isn't.
Good.
Because you got the one key one right. That's nice how you brought that up. But when this game hopefully ends here in 3 more outs, I'm going to put you in charge if you would be so kind. And normally we would do this off the air, as we say, but maybe going and tracking down Coach Duff and having her come over and speak to us after she gets done talking to her team.
Rachel Grove.
Well, Rachel Grove going to try and start it for Bloom-Carroll, and she's been the offensive star if they've had one with a solo home run. Also reached base when she was hit by a pitch after about a 10-pitch at bat back in the 2nd. Molk's first pitch to her. High and out of the zone for a ball. Jenna's 1-0. That's ripped out of play and bounces off the backstop and bounds back down onto the field of play. The 1-1 pitch from Molk, called strike on the inside corner. We are in the 6th inning. Dover leading by 11. And they are hoping to end the game here. The 1-2 pitch from ultra-talented junior Jenna Molk. Grounded but foul. And that's the kind of day it's been for Chris Lucas. He tries to make a play on it in the third base coaching box and gets away from it.
Yeah. And I tell you what, this Grove girl, she's battled both pitchers.
The 1-2 slap. Nice play by Peltz at first and steps on the bag. So Dover now 2 outs away. That'll bring the DP, Allie Martin.
Allie Martin.
Martin today 1 for 2 for the Bulldogs from nearby Bloom-Carroll, a double and a strikeout. Molk's first offering to her, a called strike. So I think it's okay, Crimson Tornado fans. Begin making your plans for Firestone Stadium in Akron next week in the state Final Four. The 0-1 from Molk. There's a called strike. 0-2. Well, Dover's done it all well today. Hit for power, pitch.
Yep. Complete game for these girls.
0-2 on Martin. Molk gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch. That's down low. Dover had 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 7 in the decisive fifth, and 2 more in the top of this inning. Molk checking in with Bantam, the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. So the Crimson Tornadoes now a single out away from heading right up 77 from Dover. And that's to Firestone Stadium in Akron, home of the state softball tournament. Gates to the plate. She has scored 1 of only 2 of the Bulldog runs and reached base on 2 walks. Molk's first pitch to her, missing downstairs and low for a ball. 13-2, the 10-run mercy rule in play here, bottom of the 6th inning. Molk ready in the circle, her 1-0, high, ball 2. One of the great things about an area team, in this case Dover, making it to the state softball tournament, it's easy to get there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just go right up to 77, and you're there in 45 minutes to an hour.
The next pitch, grounded hard to third, and that goes off of Kara Lent's foot. And
now you know why she's hitting 6-4-24.
Well, they're going to come out and check on Kara. Well, you know what, and clearly that's the one thing you don't want to happen.
That was an injury.
Especially to your starting pitcher. Well, and Kara's trying to fight it off and stay out there at third. Coach Duff coming out to check on her along with longtime Dover trainer Matt McVicker. And Matt, whose sons were outstanding track and field athletes at Dover.
And Ryan still is at Mount Union.
Yes. Well, Kara wants to stay in the game. So
she says, Coach, we only need 1 more out. I can stay in.
Coach says, I need you for next Friday.
Looks like she wants to stay in.
Coach Duff and Mr. McVicker are discussing things over with her, and she's trying to walk that off. And she says, this is Coach Duff, although being a young head coach, saying, okay, let me see you run.
Yes.
And that's a smart.
That's important. That's important.
It really is. Kara's like, I'm okay. And they're going to leave her in. So Bloom-Carroll not done quite yet. The infield single for Gates. She's now 2 for 2 and has reached base all 4 times. I mean, that was a seed that she hit down to Kara at third.
I was going to say, Bill, as I look at it, that's actually Maddie McCune, Maddie McCune at third.
Well, thank you, sir.
Olivia McCune at third, I should say. Yep, I'm looking at my. I was going to say that kind of looks like.
No. You got that right, and my apologies. Well, quickly, Luke finds herself in a 2-strike hole. So Dover's 1 strike away from going to Akron. Molk ready in the circle, and the 0-2 pitch high for a ball.
But the main thing is that Olivia looks like she's okay at third. She's moving around, doesn't seem to be any problems with her.
Well, Dover smartly had Carol Lint out of the game. 1-2, Dover ready to get that opportunity. The pitch, a little bit high, ball 2. Luke today in her 3 at-bats struck out twice against the aforementioned Carolyn. Reached on an infield single. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dover up by 11. Molk's pitch. A swing or a called 3rd strike. No, we're down to 2 strikes. I should have known better at the rate it's been going this afternoon to look at the scoreboard. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Dover's a single strike away. Molk ready in the pitch. That's fouled off and out of play.
You got to get these scoreboard people back. You got to give them a tutorial or something. I'm not sure.
Well, all I noticed was that they replaced the PA announcer between innings. Of course, whoever the gentleman was that was doing the PA, and he was doing fine. He may have had to have a bathroom run as long as this game has been. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Molk walked to the back of the circle, quickly to the rubber. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field, and it's caught, and the Dover Tornadoes are headed to the Final Four. A dominating 13-2 win today, and Dover will be headed to Akron to play in the Division III Final Four next week. Stand by, the high school softball postgame show is next right here on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Front Street in Dover offers a menu full of house-smoked meats, including choices like ribs, chicken, steak, and pork. Sammy Sue's takes pride in knowing that everything on their menu is made fresh in their kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Sammy's also offers a variety of specials all week long, including the popular wing nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Find Sammy Sue's Barbecue on Facebook for a full list of daily specials and everything they have to offer.
Spring and summer bring big events, graduations, yard sales, and tournaments. The Educational Service Center Print Center is your go-to for sponsor banners, yard signs, and custom graduation packages with invitations, envelopes, and thank you cards. And when it's time for sports, the ECO Center in St. Clairsville is the perfect venue for AAU and JO tournaments. With spacious seating, plenty of parking, and easy access to hotels and restaurants, it's your one-stop arena for wrestling, cheer, and more. Plan your next event with us on the court or in print. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
We invite you to discover Keim Home Center in Charm, Ohio. Keim is your destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. From renovation and building projects to custom millwork needs, our team of experts work with both homeowners and professionals to bring your vision to life. Visit Keim Home Center in Charm or online at keimhome.com. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Welcome into the high school softball postgame show. Bill Morgan along with Roger Metzger, and congratulations to the Dover Crimson Tornadoes. They are headed to the Division III Final Four, Roger, in a game that was really competitive through the first half of this game, but in that explosive 7-run 5th inning, the Tornadoes put it away.
It was. I mean, it was a 4-2 game, and you're thinking, okay, this game is far from over, and then all of a sudden Dover goes on that bench, led by that big Sophie home run by Susie Peltz. Big home run by Susie, and then that just ignited them to a 7-run inning.
Dover, with that victory, picks up win number 26 on the season as they go to 26-3, and they will now play in the Division III Final Four. That game going to be Friday up at Firestone Stadium in Akron. Bloom-Carroll closes out an outstanding year with a record of 26-4. And as Roger and I were talking about in our high school softball pregame show, these two teams came into the matchup with an opportunity not only to go to the Final Four, but Dover finished the season tied for the #1 ranking in terms of softball coaches poll voting, and Bloom-Carroll was number 3.
So a lot of, there was a lot of pressure in this game. I mean, like you said, there was about 50 wins and only 6 losses. But the Dover Tornadoes, they really showed their mettle. They, like I said, it was only a 4-2 game, but they had that big 7-run inning and then never looked back after that.
The left fielder, number 75,
Big Z Sports and WJER will continue to update you in terms of what broadcast coverage will be coming up at the end of the next week. The semifinals Friday, and a Dover win in the semis would send them to the state championship game. That will take place Saturday night at Firestone Stadium. And really, when we look at the numbers, Dover very impressive. Roger, 13 runs in the contest, and they did it, like you said, via the home run ball, which played a key role in it.
Yeah, how about that? 4 home runs out of their 10 hits. Unbelievable. I mean, we know Dover had power, but to hit the way they did today, you could just tell right from the get whenever Jenna Molk hit that solo home run, it was going to be a long ball day, and you can still see the flag is still blowing out there, but a lot of those home runs didn't have anything to do with the win. Those balls would have been hit out in any kind of weather.
There's no question about that. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we will bring you our Subway player of the game and continue to tell you more. A big party in Dover as the Crimson Tornadoes head for the Final Four. It is all a part of an outstanding afternoon for Dover softball on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Presenting the regional runner-up trophy.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, then their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That means fresh sliced turkey, fresh sliced ham, and 2 new Deli Hero subs. Try the Titan Turkey and Grand Slam ham, each piled high with double the cheese and more meat. Order your new Deli Hero sub with freshly sliced deli meats today, and be sure to try all the subs on the refreshed Subway Series menu. Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
The post-game award ceremony continuing for the Dover Crimson Tornadoes. as they won in what turned out to be dominating fashion, Raj. A mercy rule game in the regional finals. You do not, my friend, see that too often.
Not too often. I remember back in the heydays of the Strasburg early years, they had a number of mercy rule games. But I'll tell you what, this Dover team is very impressive. And I'm telling you what, they can stand alone up at the at Firestone Stadium along with any of those teams up there, I think.
Time now for us to select our Subway player of the game, brought to you by our locally owned Fitzgerald Family Subway Restaurant. Subway, find your fresh, and with outstanding performances all over the field. Kind of hard, Raj, to pick just one. That's what we're deemed with, but we like what we saw.
I was going to say, when you score 13 runs and you have decent pitching, it makes it difficult, but I think we do have a winner.
Susie Peltz, who hit that huge 3-run homer, as you were kind of talking about earlier in the postgame, Raj, when the game was still in question. I mean, it was 4-2. She hit that 3-run homer that scored Avery Contini and Charlie Reese ahead of her. That really began to put the game out of reach.
Yeah, and then it was such a big inning, and the fact that, you know, at one point it was like we said, it was a tight ball game. It was 4-2, and like that's a game that could go either way. Bloom-Carroll was kind of making a little bit of a comeback, but they were able to squash that threat. And then, of course, when Susie hit that big home run, that really changed the momentum of the game.
So congratulations to Dover's Susie Peltz, our Subway player of the game. And thanks to the Fitzgerald family-owned Subway restaurants, Aaron and Kevin and Dan, and all of those folks really kind of making those things possible. Without Subway's support, we don't get that opportunity. It is a Dover 13-2 victory. And again, keep it locked on the Big Z Sports Facebook page as well as the WJER Sports Facebook page. And right now, before we wrap things up, we're going to kind of turn up our headphones, as you can hear, and watch that championship trophy being presented to Dover.
And the Crimson Tornadoes senior captains, please come forward to receive your trophy. Team, join your captains. Once again, congratulations to the Dover High School Crimson Tornadoes. You will now advance to the state semifinals.
The Tornadoes, 13-2 winners, and they head for the Final Four.
Staff of Pickerington High School Central and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
And Dover,
thank you for attending today's event.
with that victory, picks up their 26th win of the season, and of course, coming up in the semifinals, we'll be looking for win number 27. Thanks so much for watching throughout the course of this afternoon as Dover picking up the victory, headed to the Final Four. Our thanks to our staff from Claxon Communications, my color analyst and stat man, Roger Metzger, and most of all, thank you so much for viewing Dover 13-2 winners in the regional finals. I'm Bill Morgan, and I'll see you at a game.
You've been watching high school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications. This broadcast was proudly sponsored by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. For unmatched high school sports coverage, follow Big Z Sports with WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.